Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Vinyl. The topic this week is the albums from 1972. We're starting off with Yes, Siberian Kid True, which was one of the first songs I ever heard Yes play live when I saw them for the first time ever in 1979. A lot of stuff tonight. 9 o'clock is the new start time. I think it just works out better for everybody. And if you're on, just write a quick comment. Just say hi, hey, I'm here. You know, Rob McGee. Yes, it was either Siberian Kid True or Air and Space. But anyway, that being said, nice comment. All right, so without further ado, hey Christoph, how's it going? Glad to see you could join us. I'm gonna bring in my buddy Lenny right now. Now that we got everything pretty much set up.
Oh my God! What's up with these 9 o'clock starts, Ed? My God! I had to run to Wawa to get a freaking 24-ounce cup of coffee to get me through this. Jesus.
Oh, and that reminds me, as always, tonight's show is brought to you by Red Solo Cup and the magic contained within.
And Wawa coffee.
So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for again taking part of the polls. Some of you people message me or whatever and say, oh, you know, how can I choose one? Can you make that? That's the thing. It's like if we allow you to pick as many as you can, you would probably pick everyone that was in the poll or mostly everything. So, and to let you know, we you people, I don't know, Rob. Anyway, so last week for a half hour.
We're doing this again?
No, we're not going to do this again.
No ump shots tonight?
No ump shots tonight. But last week after the show, when we were trying to decide on the 8 albums to put up there, we were probably going for another half hour arguing on which ones they should be. So for you to have a tough choice making your selection, it was a harder choice for us to pick the 8 and argue what should be up there.
Now what song's playing now?
This is Siberian Kid True.
That's off of Close
to
the Edge, right?
To the Edge, which is right here.
Well, how lazy was Yes? They only wrote 3 songs for this whole album.
They wrote 3 songs of magic goodness.
Magic goodness.
Yes. Magic, M-A-J-I-C.
Okay.
Christopher Tisdale asks, what time is My Name is Kate on? He will actually be one of our special guests tonight, talking about the transgender.
I heard Kate was getting a reverse back to being a male.
Yeah. Well, Kate, you might not know this album, but Kate's going to talk on the difference of when it was Walter Carlos doing Switched on Bach to when it became Wendy Carlos doing Switched on Bach. Some of you might understand that, others of you may not. Google Wendy Carlos, Walter Carlos, you'll see it's the same person. Anyway.
And Rob says it's Close to the Edge is his favorite album of all time. It is a great album, Rob.
Yeah,
excellent.
I mean, I topped this album probably right there with Sailor McGee. But, that's another...
Sailor McGee?
Yeah, it's another dig at Rob. It's
okay.
like...
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so... We put the albums out there, and I mean it really hashtag sarcasm. Yes, sorry. Rob just posted hashtag sarcasm, and yes, I was responsible for destroying Rob's career, so he's a little bitter, and I'm a little bitter for him not allowing me.
That's
to
not Rob with the CD, Rob. That's not CD, Rob.
That's Rob with Air and Space.
That's
yes.
CD, Rob.
Yes. I think one of the giveaways in a couple weeks will be a free...
Rob McGee, Air and Space CD. Go out and buy it.
Yes. Or email me with your address, and I will send you... And Air and Space. I mean, and send $5 and your address, and I'll put a stamp on the damn thing. I only have...
Or we'll send you $5 and I'll send you the CD.
I only have 600 copies of these, so they've been moving like hotcakes. in fucking middle of December. Anyway, that being said, so
Ed, why don't you tell us what album won the poll?
the album that won the poll this week, I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer, although I was really impressed with, where other things came in. But first, the album, due to a lot of arguing last week, did not make it on the poll. And I said, hey, I wanted the Carpenters, A Song for You, to get on the poll. Now, I know, it's not rock. This sold like 3 million copies and had 5 top 10 singles. No, you're not going to.
You actually found that? Let me see.
I have this.
You actually found that?
I own this album.
Okay, let me see. I couldn't believe you found that. Let me see.
You're not going to throw it.
Can I see what songs are there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great album. Next.
All right. So that being said, anyway, so Ziggy Stardust was the number one album, and a lot of we're going to go with.
Why don't you play the song? Yeah?
I'm going to play one of the songs from the album now. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, Ziggy Stardust won in a bit of a landslide, and I kind of figured that. I was glad with the way everything else came out, but
right, which was surprising to me, Ed, when I looked up to see. It's Glam Night. Okay.
All right. Well, Christopher Tisdale just said, "Is this Glam Night?" Judging by the T-shirts.
Chris, like my shirt.
No,
Ed has T-shirt envy because of this T-shirt I'm wearing tonight.
No, it's not Glam Night, but it's funny you brought that up because right now we are actually in the glam portion of the show, which we were going to talk about. We put these 3 songs in a row, Chris, because they were all in the all in the glam era, and they were all from 1972. And Lenny was telling me before, he goes, "Oh, we got to put this song, and this song." Because they were all glam. So it's funny that was mentioned, but that's where we are. I mean, glam.
I think it was just starting to on the upswing.
Yeah,
in 1972.
I think glam probably started more with like. It probably was a little. I mean,
well, pointing to my T-shirt.
Yeah, I was Alice Cooper. I wasn't pointing to your.
I know it didn't start with man, right?
No.
Okay.
And I mean, I think T-Rex in England also had it going.
Well, what surprised me, Ed, when I looked up this album, Ziggy Stardust, when it charted, its peak chart. In the UK, it peaked at number 5, but in the United States, it only peaked at number 75 in 1972, which surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's weird for such an iconic album, but. I think just ignore that post. I think
was Journey around in 1972? Or Steve Perry wasn't with them in 72. That's it. Because they didn't really become good until Steve Perry joined the band.
So anyway, yeah, I think one of the things was that the fact that just oh well, here the next up is there you go. Thank you, William Musil. The Carpenters were keeping Ziggy album down on the charts. Amen. You know what?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry I threw this then, Bill. Let's keep this up here.
Yeah.
Put this up front.
The Carpenters. Anything about it's just now we got T-Rex playing right now.
This was off the Slider album.
And
the Slider album peaked at number 4 in 1972, and surprisingly peaked at number 17 in the U.S.
Oh, well, peaked at number 4 in
UK. I'm sorry. In UK, and number 17 in the U.S., which outcharted Ziggy Stardust album at the time. Very surprising.
Yes. And this will be my last Journey comment of the evening, but yes, Rob McGee, Journey was doing like acid jazz in the beginning. They were just a 3-piece and they were an instrumental. There were no vocals. They had just broken away from the Carlos Santana band. And no, Chris Tisdale, no teleprompter. I'm looking right at you. I'm looking right into your soul right now. Hey, also one other thing. A little trivial here, but it does help with the Facebook algorithm. If you could like this post, and if you go in and when you do a vote and everything, if you like it, because the more the people like it, the more that it goes out to a group. So right now, if you're on here live right now, hey, like this post. I appreciate it. When you do a survey, go in and do the survey, but also like it. It just helps. Again, it helps with the Facebook algorithm and gets it going all the way through. And I see everybody's doing that right now, and I really appreciate that. It just helps spread it out there and it lets more people know. Some people, well, there was somebody else that did it before that liked everything they posted, and I asked why, and they said, and it's true, that the more likes you get on a particular post, the more it spreads out within your group. So anyway, so yeah, we have like
Spreads like VD.
Yes,
yeah.
like VD. Yes, like VD. The more you share it, the more it spreads. Yes.
That should be on a T-shirt.
Yeah. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to the next one of the albums on our.
This song I don't like that much, or the artist who sung the song. I don't even know why you picked this to go on here.
Oh, okay. Now I get this is Rob McGee #sarcasm. The next song was one of the albums on our Best of 1972. Actually, I don't think it was on our Best of 72 because I don't think it was their best album, but it was definitely one.
It was on the songs.
It was on the songs,
right.
But this song wasn't it. But this is one of my favorite songs. I mean, obviously, there's the iconic song from the Alice Cooper's "School's Out" album, basically, which is "School's Out."
Hey, Squiggy.
Yeah. So the song that I really like from School's Out is it's called Gutter Cat vs. the Jets, and it was there was a sort of a play on West Side Story, obviously, but in a cat kind of way. But this was a great song, other than School's Out. Jimmy Massantonio, welcome. This is
What's up,
Laney.
Jim? How you doing, buddy?
And Jimmy, sorry to just have a little thing here. This is kind of like the Garage back in 1974, except it's live. So maybe we'll have to get you over here one night and we'll recreate that magic. but yeah, so
the album just came off of School's Out.
yes.
When it first came out, the way it was packaged was pretty cool. Number one, the album itself opened up like a school desk, right?
Yeah.
And then inside the album itself had a like panties on it or something like that, right?
Yeah, but
What was the purpose of the panties, though? I don't understand.
you sent me that picture.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to look it up, but I thought that the panties were part of the Muscle of Love album.
Apparently, it was from the School's Out album. I thought
Yeah,
it was too. But
Lenny sent me a picture during the week with the you put it on.
yeah,
on this
I
page.
put it on this page on one of the polls.
And I saw it,
School's Out.
and you know, I mean, there could be a thing there that has something to do with School's Out or whatever, but yeah, I really thought there was panties that were in the Muscle of Love album, hence the Muscle of Love, but the so that was good. And now we're
coming out of the glam era.
Yeah, we have one of the things I had a problem with this week was trying to get everything in 1972 into like an hour in music, and it was pretty difficult because there was a lot of stuff to put in there. So I'm going to skim through some things, but one of the other things I found out in doing like the years and all that is like there's like 1972. These are like the popular things. Then there's like 1972 where we could do like, you know, the hits that were like, oh yeah, that they were great songs. And then 1972, deep tracks, because there was a lot of good stuff. I mean, we're going to find this with every year. There's a lot of great stuff that just can't be covered in just one time doing it. So we have many nights to do this, and God willing,
Here we go.
well, it's not an but God, no, but God willing, yeah. Well, that's going to be the next topic up.
Tom, the reason why we're not that funny tonight because of the 9 o'clock start. It's so damn late, you know. It's like, you know, I'm almost in bed around this time on Friday night.
He's an old man. He's a year and a day older than me. But anyway.
Plus, I was only 12 years old in 1972. I mean, I think I was listening to the Beatles' Blue album at the time.
Red album.
Red, yeah, your Red album now. Right?
Yes. Yes. How's it going, Danny? So, another little segue here. We're just going to do a little bit of this. In 1972, one of the albums on the poll was Genesis. Was Genesis? Frank Grandy. Frank Grandy says, "Need your senior citizen special." Here's our senior citizen special right here. It's right here in the red cup. It's vodka and prune juice. They call it a Russian Roto-Rooter. But anyway.
Is that why you have the bucket over there? Just in case you have to run?
That's why I have the bucket. And
in case you can't make
that's
it up
why,
the steps?
That's why I have a co-host now, because the first time I did this, I had to go to the bathroom, and I had to leave these fools alone by themselves, and it got ugly. It got really, really ugly. So anyway, let's get to the progressive part of it. We started off with Genesis, with Yes's Siberian Khatru. We couldn't play Close to the Edge, which was a 60-minute song. It's a great song. Obviously, it's one of the best things out there in prog music. But this was Genesis's Close to the Edge. It's called Supper's Ready. Can't play the whole thing because it's a 22-minute song, but we're going to just give you a little sample. I mean, again, 1972 had so much iconic music. Watchers of the Skies too. I mean, also from this album. It's a great song.
Now is this Peter Gabriel?
This is when Peter Gabriel was still in the band. Okay, and this, as far as their progressive, this was probably their best progressive album. Watchers of the Sky was one of the songs, and Supper's Ready is just a great song. It's 22 minutes, and we can't. First off, I can't talk about Genesis for 22 minutes unless I'm over Tom's house and want to bore him into going, underwater for 10 minutes. No.
The Land.
That's another. I'm sorry.
What's
the
LAMD lies down? I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. Well, Christopher Tisdale has to work on a spelling check. The Lamb lies down on Broadway. Sorry, my thing is overrated, and I'm a Genesis fanatic in the early days. But we'll get to that when we get to that year.
Invisible Touch.
William Musil, again, under the Rob McGee hashtag sarcasm. Invisible Touch. But anyway, one of the other progressive albums on there was ELP Trilogy, which again was another good album, though we will be coming up the following year to their best album ever. But Trilogy, first off, and I'm an ELP fan, but the real battle last week was the Carpenters or Trilogy. A Trilogy. Yeah. So anyway, yes, and Keith Emerson. I mean, the sad thing, look, when we did the thing about the people who passed, Keith Emerson killed. Hey, Lori, how are you? The thing with Keith Emerson was, I read that he really couldn't play anymore, and he had shows lined up to do in Japan and all that, and it just totally depression and all that, and he killed himself, and that's just, I don't know. I guess after a long time when you're known to do something and you can't do it anymore, I understand the depression. It's a shame what happened, but yeah. So we're going to leave Progressive because we're going to have Progressive like 1 or 2 night topics on its own.
Thank God. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. For those of you who could see that image, yeah. Anyway, so this is a part where we come up to where I call it Ed's Obscure 4, and Lenny calls it
What the hell is that?
yeah, for lack of better. But tonight's Obscure 4, which is also brought to you by
Can I take
Red Solo Cup
Can I take a
and
peek?
the magic contained within.
Can I take like a bathroom break while you play these songs?
No, because you know a couple of them.
Okay.
But on the Obscure 4, well, one of the things in 1972 was instrumentals. There were instrumentals. I mean, there's been a lot of instrumentals throughout time. Big hits like Wipeout's one from a different time. So, my first album that I ever owned was an album by Grand Funk Railroad. It was the first album I ever bought on my own, called Phoenix.
So don't let me stop you.
Yeah, and this is well, let's go like here. This is that instrumental.
So while you're playing this, I'll just read something more interesting, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So anyway, this is Grand Funk. This is they had a keyboard player that did a lot of studio work with them, named Greg Frost, and this was the first album. He became an official member of the band. Not bad stuff. We're not going to linger on this too much, but here's the key. One of the songs in the top 4 songs to choose from this week was Frankenstein. Frankenstein got to number 1 on the charts. So
Pretty cool.
let's go to that. So Frankenstein was an instrumental from 1972, and it got to number 1 on the charts. Okay? Now, the question for you out there is, there were 2 more top 10 instrumentals in 1972.
Was one by the Carpenters?
There were none by the
Okay.
Carpenters. And these instrumentals got to number 2. So this got to number 1. This other instrumental in 1972 got to number 2 on the charts, and the third instrumental got to number 9. So in 1972, there were 3 instrumentals that broke the top 10.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And no, it wasn't Classical Gas, although I don't think that was from 72, but that's not the one that I have. But you have Frankenstein. Is everybody ready for the song that was...
In fact, Chris, I'm smelling some Classical Gas right now.
Yes, I'm eventually going to broadcast in Smell-O-Vision. Yes,
Wow.
for everybody. So, any late arrivals who are in, don't forget to like the post, so this way it gets spread more. Like it, and like it now, damn it. Thank you. So, okay, we're going to go to the instrumental from 1972 that nobody has guessed. And this next song got to number 2, and I bet you all know this song. A little ditty by Billy Preston called Out of Space. Great song.
You have that out here so I can toss it too, or no?
This song ruled, dude.
Yeah.
Again, It's part of Ed's Obscure 4. You're learning something tonight. If you don't know this song, where the hell have you been? But Billy Preston's Out of Space was a great song. Thank you. Yeah, we can see these pictures.
And the smell-o-vision.
Oh, that's the smell, yeah. So anyway.
All right, next.
Now we go into the land of obscure, and if you're old enough, if you're as old as Lenny, you probably remember this song. But this song,
remember, I was only 12 in 1972. Okay,
it was a really old 12, I have to say. So
I had a rough paper route.
Yes, you did have a rough paper route. I helped you many times.
Or a rough lawn mowing service or whatever.
So the song that made it to number 9 on the charts in 1972, that was also an instrumental, was this one. Only the older folks will remember this one. We used to do that to this song. Christoph, that's right, popcorn. Popcorn by Hot Butter. No, Frank. Frank Granby says, shoot me now.
Thank you.
But, yes, it's popcorn, damn it. Yes, popcorn, Michelle. Popcorn. Remember this?
Hey, is this popcorn?
This is popcorn.
That's popcorn?
This is popcorn.
Wow.
This song is
that by Hot Butter popcorn?
It's by Hot Butter.
Oh, by Hot Butter.
And they love it. That's right. Give me a hell yeah for popcorn.
Oh, my God.
See? And this concludes Ed's Obscure 4, which, again, last week I brought you Billy Joel's first album, Attila, which was whoa. And this week, I put this song back in your head. Oh no, I think it's going to happen.
I should put it over his head instead of mine.
Is that really coffee? He's just, his daughter's supposed to be watching tonight, and his sister's supposed to be watching tonight.
I picked a bad time to switch the decaf.
Yeah, yes. So anyway, that concludes popcorn, and I hope that song is stuck in your head for the next 30 years like it was for the
and us going
first
like
30 years. Yeah, because that's what we did. So anyway, now time for something completely different. We're going to bring it back to great albums.
Monty Python?
From 1972. And we're going to give a little bit of the Edgar Winter Group. They only come out at night, and I know we played Frankenstein, but this song friggin' rocked. And it was a great album.
This was Edgar Winter Group?
Yes.
Who's the lead singer on this one?
Yeah.
Who's doing the lead singer?
No, either Rick Derringer.
Rick Derringer?
I think Rick Derringer was the lead singer. Yeah. Frank, help me out here.
Who's the lead on this song?
Jack Garrett. I know you're lying. Was it Ronnie Montrose or Rick Derringer singing the lead on this? I didn't do my homework there.
Hog fat.
No.
Christopher's spell check is not working tonight.
I think Christopher has his own.
He has his own magic.
Magic within
his cup. Yeah.
So, yeah, this was another great album, amongst many. But you know, we're gonna go.
Frank said he thinks it was Derringer.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was Rick Derringer too. One of the things we put 4 songs. We put 4 songs for you guys to choose this week. And one of the things I said to Lenny earlier, dude, that's my vodka diet plan. Look how it's working. I'm so svelte-like right now. But that's another topic for another day. We will do the Friday night.
Well, you know, the camera doesn't reduce you by 10 pounds; it adds 10 pounds.
Right? No, actually, in my case, it adds about 60 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So, Yeah, one night I do plan to do the Friday Night Vinyl workout plan. I will be a maniac. Yes, I'll have the leg warmers on and my Loverboy T-shirt. But
remind me not to show up that night.
you probably won't be invited that night.
Thank God.
Yeah, I don't think too many people could take that.
No.
So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So anyway, we had the 4 songs. And one of the things I said to Lenny earlier, I said, the 4 songs that we put up this week, which were really rough to choose from, it was Dan Hartman. Okay, all right, cool. Dan Hartman was the vocalist. It was neither Derringer or Ronnie Montrose.
Now Dan Hartman is from.
He's the bass player, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, at least he did something other than play bass. For those bass players out there. Anyway, so
what's next, Ed?
the 4 songs. One of the things we said was those 4 songs within 6 notes. You know the song. Yes, all your bass are belong to us.
I can name those tunes in 3 notes.
Right.
Actually.
Well, 6 notes. So you have Ziggy Stardust. All you had here was down, da 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 da. Boom. You know the song. Deep Purple. 3 notes. Dan dan dan. You know the song. Frankenstein. Dan 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 dan. And that's it. And that's actually 1 note played like 6 times.
Whatever you say.
And and Alice Cooper, School's Out. Dan da dan dan da dan. Boom. You know that song too. So anyway,
fun fact about the single "School's Out." It was released in May of 1972.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It was released. How well placed of a song was that to put a song "School's Out"
when school was actually
getting ready to go out? Yeah, how could you not like that song? And one of the funny things this week is I have a friend who's a teacher, and she voted on it, and she said, "Yeah, and it's going to happen in a couple of weeks." And I laughed because she didn't say what song it was, but I knew it was "School's Out" because she's a teacher, and just like the students,
they have the summer off.
Yes, yeah. Bill just said back when they had marketing geniuses at record companies. Yes, but I've since been fired.
It would have been a flop if they released it in September, Bill. Right?
So in 1972.
When I was 12 years old.
Yeah, when I went down to Wildwood, all you heard was this song all over the boardwalk. This was the summer song that year.
What, Watch the Train Car, please?
No. This. If you're a guitar player, know a guitar player, or ever wanted to be a guitar player, these were the first things you ever did on a guitar, because it was just boom, boom, boom.
Now, what was the story behind this song? What burnt down?
The recording studio. Well, they went to this album. There was some stuff that went on. This album was supposed to be recorded in '71.
Okay.
Stuff went on, and first Frank Grandy, first song any guitar player on it. When I lived in Philly, I had my little amp and my guitar. It was the only song I knew, and I think I played it like 6 hours a day. And I'm sure my neighbors wanted to kill me. And I've given neighbors since then many other reasons to want to kill me. But playing, the 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, Smoke on the Water was it. Yeah. Well, the studio burnt down. What happened was
Frank Zappa and the Mothers playing that or something? Or?
Yeah. What happened was somebody in the crowd actually did shoot off a flare gun
while Frank Zappa was playing?
Yeah, with a flare gun, burnt the place to the ground.
While Frank Zappa was performing?
While Frank Zappa was performing. They were going there in 1971 to record an album, and they were going to go to this particular place, and the place that they were going to was the last night that it was actually being used. Frank Zappa was playing there, and some idiot in the crowd, like at a Philadelphia Eagles game, shot off a flare gun, and it hit the roof, and the roof caught on fire. And yes, the place burned.
Place to the ground.
Nobody died, nothing like that. But when they worked out this song, Ian Gillan basically wrote the lyrics for this song, obviously based on that whole experience. So now. It was the guy who threw snowballs at Santa. Yes, you are correct. So let's move on to something I like talking about a lot.
Besides yourself?
Besides myself, yeah.
Is this the Rolling Stones? Oh, God.
Exile on Main Street. Great album. I think what I like about the album is there's a lot of like blues tracks on here that aren't necessarily like commercial or whatever.
I was surprised to learn that it was a
Yes.
double album.
Yeah, and I think that as a,
That's
as a,
very rare today.
Yeah, as a single album, this would have been great. But there were a lot of leftover. Well, right. So, Exile on Main Street, definitely.
Hold it still. I'll hold it still. Yeah, talk about it.
Just going to throw it.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so,
throw the Stones.
yeah. You will not toss the stone.
No, I will not toss the Stones.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is just, it was just a fantastic album. I mean, the two singles from the album, Happy and Tumbling Dice, I mean, kill me if I hear them again. I really, really hated those songs, but, yeah, I mean, Christopher Tisdale put up Gilbert O'Sullivan. I mean, I don't know if Claire was
Which song
released in
did he-
1972. Claire, The Moment I Met You, I Swear.
Okay.
Yeah, and Alone Again Naturally.
That's it. That's the one I
Yeah,
was thinking of.
yeah, it's like one of the songs you want to kill yourself to, you know, Alone Again, Naturally. But yeah, so you have the Stones, and William Musil, I read your comment, it's coming up, trust me. So anyway, let's put that in here, and another... Christoph, it's just kind of funny. I'm reading some of your posts, and there's a lot of stuff that I kind of like have set up that, yeah, we're gonna go to the next one here. And another great album was Something Anything by Todd Rundgren, who is what's my favorite Stones album. My favorites, I have two. So I mean, when a band has 40 albums out or 30 studio, I think you're allowed to have two. Beggar's Banquet is probably one, and Out of Our Heads is definitely another one. Out of Our Heads because it's like early blues stuff, and Beggar's Banquet.
Was on Beggar's Banquet.
Sympathy for the Devil, Street Fighting Man,
Which you had to scratch off at
yeah.
the time. Tell me the
Yes.
story about that.
Yeah, well, if Jimmy Macedonia was still out there, when I was young, I disobeyed my parents and went to the record store, which was away from my my house, and I got the Rolling Stones, Their Satanic Majesty's Request.
Jolly Records on Mullen Avenue, would that be?
Yes,
Okay.
and
Southwest Philadelphia.
yes, and I bought the album. Wasn't supposed to go there with it was my money. I cut lawns and I earned the damn money. But there was like weird songs on that album. My parents were like, "What is that?" And when they saw the album, they're like, "When did you get this?" And they realized that it was my collection wasn't at 1,000 at that time. So when you only have like 6 or 7 albums, they know when there's something new. And then they sold the album title. My parents just got into becoming born again Christians and saw that I had an album called Their Satanic Majesty's Request. So that being said, my parents.
So that was in the trash, right?
That went in the trash, and it was a little rough for like a year or so. What I was buying.
So that's how you got into the Carpenters and stuff because of that, right?
No,
And the Osmonds and
actually,
Barry Manilow and
actually a funny story.
okay.
When I met Yes that year, I kind of told that story about how my parents were religious, and I asked, I said, well, what Yes album can I get? I was concerned about the cover. Now, mind you, as a kid, I didn't know this album yet, but everybody was telling me, oh, then you need to get Close to the Edge. Don't worry about the cover. And as you could see, here was the cover. But So anyway, getting back to Beggar's Banquet, that has a song called Sympathy for the Devil.
So I go over his house, and he's playing the album for him. Like, Ed, why is the first song like all scratched? Why is it all scratched like that? And that was Sympathy for the Devil.
It was Sympathy for the Devil, and
He had to scratch it off so he couldn't play it.
My parents didn't make me do that. I just kind of did that.
The devil made you do it.
Yeah, the devil made me do it. So another band from the '70s. I got some IMs about, and I'm like, yeah, they were good. And I was actually kind of surprised when I got some of the messages. But the next one is a little band called Uriah Heep, and this is from an album that came out in '72, which was called Demons and Wizards. I mean, everybody basically knows this one.
I forgot about Pat Boone, Ben. Thanks.
Yeah.
And Debbie Boone after that.
She lit up my life.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, she did. I still had no problems with music, with buying
How about all
stuff.
those Tom Jones albums that you had too?
Yes.
Pussycat, I Love You. Wait, Daughter of Darkness. That was a
Yeah,
good song.
yeah, Daughter of Darkness. Yes. So wait, Lisa, you saw Uriah Heep every time they came to Philadelphia,
Or Pat Boone.
or Pat Boone? Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of thinking it wasn't Pat Boone. So you saw Uriah Heep? I'm learning something new tonight.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Doesn't help me out. Yep. Pat Boone. Yep. Or Uriah Heep. Yep. Come on.
Yep.
Oh yes. Happy 80th birthday to Burt Bacharach. Thank you, William Musil, for enlightening us.
What subject? Because he wrote "You Light Up My Life," maybe.
Did Burt Bacharach write "You Light Up My
My
Life"? Oh my God. This just took an ugly turn.
That's because you started playing Uriah Heep. That's why.
Well, Uriah Heep always brings out the hello to Pat Boone. Yeah. Okay.
We'll drink to that.
Yes.
Even though mine's only
Wait.
coffee.
But wait. But the one thing with Pat Boone, like about 10 years ago. Hey Annette, how are you?
Hi Annette.
Pat Boone did have a heavy metal album.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
That's right.
he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
He did have.
Which
Pat Boone
songs
had-
were on that?
Yeah, there was some really good stuff. I mean,
He
it
saw
was
some
funny.
really crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right.
So Pat Boone did rock it once. I mean, with his white shoes.
I have to look that up.
Stevie Wonder doesn't. He's 66 today. So right now, yeah, because he's in leather, and remember the album cover. He's in leather. In 1972, a little band called the Eagles debuted. And Glenn Campbell thinks he is Judy Garland. Well,
Well, the Pat Boone album was called "In a Metal Mood." He actually sung an Alice Cooper song, "No More Mr. Nice Guy."
Wow. Yeah. I did not have Tom Jones albums then at the time. For $1, I bought a couple this time because.
Wait, Pussycat was his favorite song.
Oh, but he did Panama. Bill's saying. Bill looks
I'm
like he's
looking it up
googling
now.
it up now.
He did "You Got Another Thing Coming." This is Pat Boone on his metal album. "Smoke on the Water."
Oh my God, Pat Boone smoked.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Panama.
He did Panama.
"No More Mr. Nice Guy," Alice Cooper. "Love Hurts." Enter Sandman by Metallica. That's got to be on our track listing next time.
Yeah,
Holy Diver by Dio. Paradise
Wow.
City, Guns N' Roses. Crazy Train, Ozzy. Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
On a Pat Boone album.
Oh, I remember. When me and my buddy saw Dream Theater at the Tower Theater. I guess about 13 years ago or whatever. they played that Pat Boone album beforehand, and I'm listening to this, and it took a while, but what year did I first see I saw the Eagles in 1979 on the Long Run tour. I saw them in either late November.
I saw them in '67 at Franklin Field. Oh, you mean the Groupie Eagles?
The Groupie Eagles,
okay.
yeah. Yes.
Leonard Nimoy actually did an album. What did he sing?
Leonard Nimoy did.
What did he sing?
He did Rocket Man. Oh no!
Well,
No, not Leonard Nimoy. That was William Shatner. But Leonard Nimoy did do an album. I think it was during the Star Trek era. Yeah,
Space Oddity, maybe.
No,
the Star Trek thing. We are way off track. You understand that?
Yeah, we are way off track, and I blame all of you. But we're here for you. It's like, hey, you want to talk about this? Yeah. Oh, you saw him. Yeah, I saw him in '79. I was on the Long Run tour. Just one segue to that. In a 2-week period back in 1979, I saw Fleetwood Mac on the Tusk tour. I saw the Eagles on the Long Run tour, and I saw the Who on the Who Are You tour.
Who?
Yes, the Who.
Yes. And yes?
No.
Oh, the Who.
So I saw those 3 bands for a total of $27. And the thing that pissed everybody off was
well, that's only because he only paid for 1 ticket and his friends paid for the other 2.
No,
anybody that knows
that happened later on.
Oh, okay.
That happened later on in life. As I got old.
Bill, right, Bill?
So, the Fleetwood Mac ticket for Tusk was $14, and everybody was like outraged. $14 because they just came off the rumors, and $14 was you could buy 3 tickets to see a lot of bands. But I saw the Who. I saw the Who, and
I'm still waiting for me to get paid back, Bill.
Wow. This is when it turns ugly.
Thank God he found a job.
I found a job, yes. So, anyway, now that we're destroying my reputation online, let's give a little love.
So was I.
Let's give a little love to Steely Dan. This will shut Bill up. Steely Dan also had an album in 1972 called Can't Buy a Thrill. Let's start back to the music. Back to the music.
Now, was this before or after Pretzel Logic?
I don't know.
Because Pretzel Logic was kind of a popular album by then, right?
It might have been after that. I'm not sure. Phone it. Before, there we go.
Before, thank you.
Well, for all this love for Steely Dan, you freaking people didn't vote for Steely Dan. Really? I'm hearing like, oh, I'm like, I put this on, and all of a sudden the comments are like flying here, and there was like 3 votes for Steely Dan. Really?
Now, did they tour back then? They didn't do any touring at all, did they?
They didn't really.
Until when? I remember. It's like, well, all they did was put out studio albums. They very rarely toured.
I think they toured. I think they may have toured early in the beginning. I think they toured early in the beginning, but then they stopped touring for a long time. They were basically a studio band with a lot of studio musicians.
Right.
Because I saw them in the, I guess around like 95, 96 when the Camden East Center first opened up. Some of the best. Well, when I saw them, one of my favorite musicians was Cornelius Bumpus, who played the Hammond B3 and the Skunk Baxter. Yes,
1974 was Pretzel Logic, so it was after.
Skunk Baxter. Did Larry Carlton play with them too? I think so. If Chris Stevens, I mean, I didn't. I'll be honest too. It's like I got into Steely Dan. I liked Asia. I wasn't a fan before, and they were one of these people who, one of these bands that I got into as I was older. I've seen them. Well, I saw them once. Me and Bill were supposed to see them 2 years ago, but we had to cancel for a reason. Yeah, Michael McDonald was saying with Frank Grandy. I see you have Skunk Backstrap there, but didn't Larry Carlton play with him back in the day too as a studio guitar? Stories about some. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, they were just a solid tight band. Who again, I mean, at the time when I was a kid, I was into Ted Nugent. Okay, so take Ted Nugent and listen to this. As I got older and more mature,
Ted had a lot of ballads back in the day, right?
he did. Yes, Wang Dang, Sweet Poontang.
Yeah.
You know,
He was the king of the ballads.
he was the king of the ballads. Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, Steely Dan was something I grew into
Later.
as I got into.
Yeah.
But
Like Fleetwood Mac was another group for me that I didn't get into until later.
yeah, so I'm gonna go to
Oh, by the way, Phillies update. Phillies won 3-2.
Phillies 1-3.
They won 3-2.
Sweet, they held on.
Yep.
Chevy Chase was going to be in every tournament. Really? Well, there's Ben Powell just posted. Chevy Chase was going to be their drummer, but he turned them down to do Saturday Night Live. That's a rather interesting thing.
That was
Okay.
a good career choice.
And Frank got back to me and said Larry Carlton played on one album, the Royal Scam,
Royal Scam.
which is actually a really great album.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to take this a little bit further. We're going to go to somebody who had a hit in 1972 that we all know, and
The Steely Dan was pretty popular there.
yeah. And we're going to do the go with the clavinet here. This is just a great song. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, for some reason, the song brings me back to 1972. I don't know
It
why.
brings you back to
Yeah,
1972.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and this is a song I've seen people.
This is a good song.
I've seen people like redo this song when he cries around 72. Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's great voice. And
I kid.
yeah. But Christoph Stevens, if you're still out there, I'm about to shock you after this song. I have to put my glasses on and go to the other page. Actually, I'm going to shock all of you, really. Yeah, because there was another hit in 1972 that, yeah. Yeah.
Shaka said, "Hold your head up." I love that song.
All right. So we're gonna go here, and just so you know, trust me.
Frank's pacemaker might go off.
Yeah, well, you're all suggesting things, and they're all kind of lined up here. We're gonna like make Christoph Stevens. He did bring this up earlier, and Tisdale. Yeah, you're up next. 1972, big hit.
Time for the bag again.
It's time for the bag again.
But this time it's your turn.
You brought it up when I saw that post, Chris Stevens. I said, he don't know who he messing with. That's right. That's right. A good song is a good song.
Except for when the Osmonds sang it.
Come on, raise your hand if you like this song. Come on. It was a good song. Somebody's having some more coffee.
Yuck, 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 yuck. Next. only takes so much.
Chris Tisdale, the song I hate the most.
I rode my bicycle past your window last night.
Loving You is probably the only song worse than this. This song is brought to you by Chris Tisdale. It's his fault.
It's like you're avoiding me. I'm okay alone. You got something I need. Well, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
No, this is for me. I'm telling you, this time it's for me.
Right.
You got something for me.
Hey, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got the brand new key. Anyway, I think there was something better mentioned.
So is she waiting for the key to go in her roller? Okay.
Yes, but this was that was Melanie. Melanie, for those who don't know,
She had a brand new pair of roller skates.
yeah, she had a brand new pair of roller skates, and she also married Peter Gabriel.
Hang in there.
Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel married Melanie.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I had the 45 in this back in the day. I
Melody?
still have
A roller skate?
Argent.
Oh, Argent, okay.
The one you're playing right now.
Yes.
In fact, I still probably have it. Like your Electric Warrior too.
Barry, I word for you. I'm a giver. I try to say. I said,
Yeah,
what?
but Barry, I had to talk him into putting on a T-Rex song on our playlist tonight.
No.
He didn't have one on it.
No, he had to talk me. He had to talk me into wearing a T-shirt because I was going to do the show topless,
Oh,
and we just
that
thought
would have been a solo show too.
we thought I thought I was going to crash the server with those who would have been joining. So I wore the T-Rex shirt.
Yeah, especially when the tassels you were going to put on too.
No, I was going to
spin around.
I was going to go straight with a glitter on the chest. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay, going
yes,
glam. Right.
yes,
Glam for 72.
yeah. So let's just.
Are you straying from your song list, Ed?
I'm following what they were.
Okay.
I'm going to go back. Here we go. We're back. Also, on the poll this week, not many votes. I mean, this wasn't the strongest album, but it was still a good album. Honky Chateau by Elton John. I think it mustered up 3 votes.
Something like that.
Yeah, more than ELP. They only got 1 vote, I think. If ELP album was this album, there would have been a lot more votes. But yeah, so
ELP got, well, for the album, got 1 vote.
yeah.
Elton got 3. Elton's album only got 3 votes.
Oh, by 3 votes, yeah.
The album, yes.
Okay, I thought you said it got 1, and then
No, ELP got 1 vote.
Oh, yeah, he
Elton
got
got
1 vote. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, but again, this was the beginning of his career. So, another band. The Another band that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't care if they didn't write any of the songs. They were great. This song got to #1 on the charts in 1972. To me, maybe not their best song, but wow, I'm kind of amazed at how quick.
Precious It's You, that was another Dynamite song.
Ben, I might just pull out my guitar and sing it to you, okay?
Precious and Few, that was by
Climax.
Climax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Precious and few are the moments.
I don't think it was Gino Vanelli. I thought Gino
No,
Vanelli did
no.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can get Chris Stevens to sing House of the Rising Sun. To Commander Cody. Wow, yeah. Let me just- Yeah, okay, yeah. I just mentioned to Chris Stevens that we're going to do a House of the Rising Sun. We had a we had a band. Well, his response right now was again. We had a band and we probably did a set of music and we probably played that song 4 times. To his credit, he really nailed the stuff. But now, this next song wasn't released in 1972. Yeah, absolutely the good old days. This song wasn't released in 72, but it became a hit in 72. And anybody yet? Very underrated artist here. Wrote a lot of great songs that we all know. Just never knew he wrote them.
Put the lime in the vodka and tonic tonight, I hear that.
Yes,
I'm about the coconut.
Anybody? Come on, you know who this is. There we go.
Here you go, Lisa.
Lisa, I am not bag. Wait, give me that bag a minute. Lisa, can I hand you the bag? No. Lisa, when I play Marillion and talk about how great they are, then I will hand you the bag. Really? All right. All right, so we'll go to something better by Harry Nilsson. Oh my God. It's a great song. Anyway, with this segue, next week I will be heading down to South Carolina, so we're not going to have an actual broadcast.
Oh no.
I know. Calm down, people. Calm down. I may do an impromptu.
Here, people. Here's the bag.
You know what? Here. Next week,
We're not going to do another
so
broadcast.
you may want to do this next week. You may want to just. There we go. You're inside the bag right now. So see, Lisa, you had the bag on, and I took the bag off. The hell was I thinking there? I had the bag on, and
You had your opportunity.
can I say it, Lisa? No, I won't. It's like, yes, close to it. Guy, welcome to the show. Hey, please like the thread, everybody, again, just so it gets out there. Yeah, right now we're up to the. Although Guy could be at the very beginning of the show right now, just hearing what's going on in the beginning, and he's. Well, the good news is this. I may do an impromptu Friday Night Vinyl, weather pending, from the beach in South Carolina. How cool will that be? You get to see me in swim shorts and maybe, yeah, that's right, exactly. So
for $5, you can buy this. We'll be selling these bags
Yeah.
for next week.
Yeah.
And you can put them over your head.
We like to call them the Friday Night
Friday
Vinyl
Vinyl bag.
gift of life. Yes, yes, for $5.95 and shipping and handling.
You can buy this bag for next week. So this way you don't have to see Ed on the beach.
I think you could. Come on, everybody, raise their hand out there. Give me an amen if you want to see me do a live broadcast from the beach. Come on, I'm waiting. I don't see anything yet. I know we have good feedback time here. Me, live on the beach. Guy, you're sick puppy. And I didn't think you were alive, Guy. I thought you were still looking from the beginning.
Amen.
So. No, actually, I'm going to be down in Charleston, South Carolina. The I may just wear the leopard suit.
You're asking for trouble, Frank.
Yeah, be careful. I have guts. We won't say I have balls, but yes. But when I come back, when we reunite, and it will feel so good. The topic will be 1973, and
how many great albums came out that year?
You know, I'm gonna let that play. This also came out in 1972. Christoph Stevens. I'm getting my G rating right back here. 1972.
Godspell.
Come on, everybody.
Godspell.
Godspell. Three things I pray: to see Ed more clearly on the beach, to love Ed more dearly.
Now, who's singing? Who's the artist on this song?
I don't know. I forget. Do you know?
It's somebody pretty popular.
Yeah, it is. Anybody know?
You don't have it.
I don't have the info. All right, that's enough. Yeah, Ed's gonna wear a Speedo backwards. Yes. So anyway.
And you won't know the difference.
Yeah, so that's it. So the following topic will be 1973. One of the things I asked, and I said in the beginning, I'll just say it one more time, and even on this thread, if you come in and vote on a poll, please vote. The comments, whatever, make sure you like it, because, again, it comes down to the Facebook algorithm. The more that likes, if there's new people who are watching right now who may not have posted or whatever, please just like this thread. Do it right now. I'd like to see the likes light up over here. It just gets the things spread out more to people. But so anyway.
But 1973's poll is going to be the toughest poll to date.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because we'll probably be arguing until 3 in the morning tonight on what gets on there. But yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's like when we
you only can just pick one.
And you can only just pick one. So
I'll give you a hint for one of them. $1 Billion Babies came out in 1973.
Yeah, $1 Billion Babies and yes, and Dark Side of the Moon.
Ooh.
Did come out.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And then we'll have the best album poll, and then we're going to have like the best song poll, and you all are going to be like wow.
No, I don't know if Little Feat's going to make the poll. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tails came out in the beginning of the year, and Relayer came out in like November. So Tales of Topographic Oceans
Neither
and Relayer.
one has a shot.
Relayer might have a shot.
No.
It's my house. It's my rules. It's my ball. Yeah.
You could put it there, but I'm telling you right now, it's not going to. It has no shot.
No, I don't think. But Houses of the Holy. Really? Yeah, so. And if you're seeing the posts that are coming up as we're seeing, that's the why. And if you're watching this delayed, Fifth Dimension. Oh, it wasn't Fifth Dimension.
Okay.
Day by Day.
All right.
See, that's your St. Barnabas West Catholic education. He went to St. Barnabas.
Yeah, but Godspell.
He went to St. Barnabas.
Yeah, but Godspell.
as you
Someone
know.
else sung that song, not Fifth Dimension.
She's saying the
But
Fifth
someone
Dimension.
else from Godspell, from the play or the movie, someone else sung that song.
And then help us out here.
I'm almost sure.
I can't believe at the end of Friday Night Vinyl we are having a debate about Godspell and the song Day by Day. But that lets you know we cover everything. Day by Day was sung by Robin Lamont from the cast. Thank you, Guy. Thank you very much. See, Relayer rocks. See?
But it's not going to rock in 1973.
Wait, was the John Entwistle album, was it when Rigor Mortis sets in? Oh, wow. Marie, welcome to the show. Marie's upstairs right now, and she can't get enough of me 24/7. She's also watching the show. Wiki, yes. So anyway, yeah. So 1973 is going to be like really, really tough. As I keep like going in. Oh, I do have a couple interesting facts that I actually forgot to mention. In August of 1972, Clive Davis wandered into Max's Kansas City and signed Aerosmith.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that why he sung that song about Max's Kansas City?
Yeah, that was on the
Which
Night in the
song?
Ruts album.
Right.
Yeah. And in February of 1972, Paul McCartney and the Wings made their debut live in University of Nottingham in England.
Wow.
In February of 1972, Led Zeppelin flew to Singapore to do their first shows in Singapore, and the government would not let Led Zeppelin off the airplane because of their long hair. And last but not least, and I think those of you from the Philadelphia area who are our age, as
The more
young
you
as
know.
us, in February 14th, Valentine's Day, to February 18th, John Lennon and Yoko Ono co-host the Mike Douglas Show. I remember that week well. Actually, I was a kid, but I remember, and I just remember Yoko being like real, like, wow. I mean, I was a kid and I kind of knew she was like out there. Out there.
Horrible.
So
She broke up the Beatles.
no, that's yeah. I'm not gonna argue that. So anyway, again, thank you very much, everybody, for stopping by. We're
Oh no, it's over? Oh god.
it's over.
School's out.
It's oh wait, all right, yep. Yes. Yeah. The so Paul was dead. Can't buy a thrill. November 72, yes. Listen, so thank you very much. We're going to leave you with this one song, and I look forward to doing it again. Looking forward to getting more of you in there. 1973 is going to be tough. Pay attention, just look at the polls. Again, when you vote, please like the thread, Facebook algorithm, yada, yada, yada. It just gets it going more. So
Bedtime, people. Take care.